Good morning. I can't hear you. That's better. My name is Jack Polecat, JP for short. Maybe you're familiar with some of my designer fuels. There's JP5, JP number 8, along with the classic oldie JP4 and the high-powered JP7. These fragrant little concoctions fuel our military tanks, jets, ships, and Humvees, just to name a few. And, of course, they're not always compatible with me and my homies and where we live. It's always a good thing to keep them properly stored and handled during any operations at a base or facility where they're kept until they're needed. No, that's not me. Fuel has its own distinct smell. Anyway, the folks at DESC have a few things that you can use to make sure that environmental laws and requirements are followed while we're accomplishing our mission. They also care about helping you with testing, plus they're experts to prepare those pesky planning and management documents. Let me tell you about some of them. First, they cleverly put all those complex and sometimes difficult rules and requirements into a guide that's user-friendly and provides places online that you can access with your computer when you have questions about the fuel you're using. Check it out. Well, I'm waiting. This is what I'm talking about. Everything you wanted to know about our environment, but we're afraid to ask. And it comes in hard copy or CD. The guide is laid out so even I can understand it. DESC has conveniently made the chapters in a specific order so you can get right to the thing that you need. Take spills, for instance. Whoa! Not good, and nobody likes them. So the first thing to look at is how to prevent them. We all need to keep my fuel contained in storage tanks, but sometimes it escapes, and it's even tougher to control when the tanks are buried. They give you a whole chapter on each of those and the pipelines that carry the fuel to the pumps and the hydrants that end up coming out of a nozzle and into a plane or vehicle. When a release or spill happens, it's time to refer to the handy emergency poster that comes with the guide. You can also put a pizza delivery number in one of the blanks in case you need to feed the troops that respond to your emergency. Now sometimes these spills need to be handled by experts who can go through the maze of testing and remediation stuff, like drilling and removing one of my designer fuels from the earth or off the groundwater. This is where DESC comes in. They can provide the brain trust to deal with the situation, coordinate with the regulators, and pay the folks with the smarts and equipment to make things right with Mother Nature and the base commander. They cleverly set up some comprehensive contracts for you to use through the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the Air Force Center for Environmental Excellence. I tell you, these DESC people are tricky. One thing that we can do in order to help with all this is what I call preventive action. DESC will help you make this happen by installing leak detection equipment. Now, technology is only good when it works, but the thing about this technology is that it sounds the alarm when fuel in the tank drops off or has a reading that says something's not quite right. Along with an automatic tank gauge, a computerized device can tell if your fuel is off by a squirrel's whisker. That way, it's easier to deal with any possible leaks or releases. The DESC environmental staff has a contract to help you with this leak detection. Please call them and ask if this is what you need. Most of the financial stuff is in the guide in Lucky Chapter 13, so it's one of the most popular. Funds are available for you to use, but they want you to ask for money in an orderly fashion. Hey, it's the DoD way. If you're in the U.S. Army, Navy, or Marines, or the Air Force, There's a fuels liaison office for you to assist in prioritizing, planning, and completing projects that keep you in compliance and in harmony with the environment. These are the service control points, like the Army Petroleum Center, the Naval Operational Logistics Support Center, or NOLSC, and the Air Force Petroleum Agency, also known as AFPETA. The folks in these offices want to be in the loop and help you with any red tape that might pop up. When you submit your cost estimates through them, then things will go to the right places and your money comes to you more efficiently. All of them are in the appendix of the guide. When projects get to be big time, like tanks and piping, the Project Management Office, PMO for short, can prioritize and schedule any repairs or construction needed. They use big words like sustainment, restoration, and modernization, or SRM for short. Serious return on your money. They work with the service control points and the DESC folks to get her done. Let me just whittle this down for you. You have a fuel operation with all this stuff, and DESC, the service control points, and the PMO are there to help keep it in shape, keep the regulator wolves from your door, and run an environmentally friendly facility. What could be easier? I know, the whole environmental thing is a mess of rules and regulations to keep in your head. Well, use the guide. It's user-friendly, organized so a 5th grader can understand it, and it's free. Ask one of your friendly DESC environmental folks for your own copy. Some things that are sort of under the radar in the guide are those things that can be provided by the famous PMO. For instance, if your facility needs to have a cathodic protection survey or a tank or pipeline inspection, you can request it. You don't need to understand the ions and that other technical stuff. Just remember, it helps keep the metal from looking like a brown pelican. Cleaning inside a pipeline is another thing that keeps our facility in working order. They call it pigging. I thought that was just for truffle hunts. We used to send a hedgehog on a string into the pipeline, but the fumes made him too dizzy. Now, if you have a fuel pier or wharf, we send some of our water-loving creatures into the depths to make sure things are in good shape underneath and barnacles don't get too thick. Also, if you need assistance with your safety and health needs, including fire protection, confined space entry, occupational health, lab safety, or safety training, then DESC has your back. So remember, if it's maintenance to extend the life of your facility, or to comply with the laws and requirements in your area, or if you need some support in paying to operate a fuel facility in an environmentally safe manner, or if you have a spill or release of fuel into my house, please call the folks at DESC Environmental through the proper channels, of course, at the numbers in the environmental guide and at the end of this video. I believe I've made myself clear and you've been very attentive. Thanks for taking the time to listen. JP for DESC. Watch out for us on the highways. Whoa, that'll leave room for something. It's the last time I eat a cabbage burrito, I'm telling you that right now. Whoa, sorry. Whoa. I feel a lot better. I'm sorry, are we rolling? I do it again? Did you ever hear that? I have never heard that. We all need to keep my fuel contained in storage tanks, but sometimes
It escapes.
love stinks. Love stinks. Oh, I'm sorry. We rolling? My bad.